All right, so we are back, and I've got 5 or 6 fun segments for you, Mark, and then I'll let you go. I appreciate, again, your time today and
Sure,
working with
sure.
me on this. I think you'll have a lot of fun with these questions. Most people do. So, the first one is called Mount Rushmore, and I'm going to ask you, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of songwriters? And so, Mount
Bruce
Rushmore is only
Springsteen.
4 people, no honorable mentions. You can only choose 4.
Now, these people I like who just inspired me over the years, or
Well, you
people
can
I think
either
I
do
like.
the best songwriters ever or the most influential to you. Which one would you rather do?
The most influential to me, and I happen to think of the best ever, is Bob Dylan, Merle Haggard, Bruce Springsteen, and probably Jackson Brown.
Wow.
And then if I have number five, I'd have to put my, I'm proud to say, my good friend Don Schlitz
Yeah.
in there
Wow.
because
Don
because
is.
his writing
Go ahead.
coming to town, he was the guy that I aspired to. His writing, the way, I mean, there's a lot of great songwriters in Nashville, but his writing really spoke to me. His approach to lyric, it was simple yet deep. He just had a way with words that really, I don't know, I felt like it was really inspiring. But those guys, those are the ones I came up on, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I love Don Schlitz. I have not had the opportunity to interview him yet, so if you want to put a bird in his ear, by God, I'll let you. Um,
All right.
I would love to chat with Don. Yeah, he would. He's golly, what a great writer. All right, next one. That was Mount Rushmore, most influential songwriters to Mark Irwin. The next one is called What the Heck. These are rapid fire questions. They might be silly, they might be serious, but the gist of this game is you have to answer whatever pops into your mind first. Do not filter out an answer, okay? It's very important. All right, this is What the Heck. Um, if you heard God sneeze, what would you say to him?
Bless you.
There you go. Or you bless you, right? You bless you. Okay, so when dating someone new, I know you're married now, but stay with me. When dating someone new, what is the appropriate amount of time you wait before pooping in front of them?
um, a couple of months.
Couple months, okay. Does location matter, like her place, your place?
No, because I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But there's
I com-
times like there's times I've ended evening, I've cut evenings short.
completely agree with you. Yeah, I gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think cats dream about?
Cats dream about smacking dogs because I have a cat that every time he walks by my sleeping dog, she'll go pop. She'll bop him on the head. So
Okay,
they'll think about
go ahead.
smacking dogs.
Smacking dogs. All right, number 4. Have you ever dropped your phone on your face while scrolling the internet in bed?
Say it again.
Have you
Oh,
ever?
have I got the phone in my face? No, I haven't.
Lucky you. That's unfair. All right. All right. So number 5. Would you rather have to read everything aloud? Or I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Would you rather have to read aloud everything that you read, or sing everything you have to say aloud?
Saying everything I had to say aloud.
That would be fun. All right.
Yes, it
Last
would.
one. Have you ever tripped on stage during a performance? And if you did, how did you play it off as cool?
I did happen, and I looked at the audience and said, "What? You don't think I'm drunk?"
All right. Perfect. I've yet to interview somebody who has not tripped on stage.
Really?
Yeah. This is an
Um,
epidemic, I think.
and also the zipper down.
Oh,
That's happened. That's happened once or twice.
yeah, that's rough.
That was before my stomach, lapped over my.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Dunlap. That's what my dad used to
yeah, the
call a
Dunlop thing.
Dunlap.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Or a dinky do. He called it a dinky do too. And I'd say, "What the hell is a dinky do?" And he'd say, "My stomach sticks out more than my dinky do."
I'm gonna try to forget that.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, my dad was a trip. All right, so that was what the heck. All right, next one's called One Artist. Who is one artist you wish the entire world knew about?
Lowell George.
Okay.
Well, he was a lead singer and writer for Little Feat, and I think they don't get the credit they deserve as one of the greatest bands of all time.
Nice. Very cool. All right. Next one is called Wish List. This will be interesting because uh, just because of how successful you've been as a writer. So Wish List is essentially a goal oriented um, response, right? So like what do you wish you could do? Whether it's like somebody you could co-write with, maybe a venue you've never played at, or an artist to cut one of your songs, just something you wish would happen for you.
Well, in the last couple of years since the pandemic, I mean, I've been out playing writer shows and writer festivals more and more than I ever used to, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm really proud of a lot of the songs I'm playing because you have to play, the hit songs, and I love being able to do that. But every once in a while, like to me, it's like I want to go out and do it because I want to play a song that nobody's heard yet and see how it feels in front of an audience. And I just really like it. It feels like I'm finally scratching an itch I always had and I never did by going, like last year I put out my own little CD after 30 years, and it felt just more like I was kind of scratching a creative itch. But anyway, getting back to your question, I'd love to do a show in front of some of my heroes, like locally, like Don. Kevin Welch was another writer. I don't know if you know him.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the others localized, but also do a show in front of Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, and people like that, Jackson Brown.
That would be killer. So like
Let them hear me.
yeah, doing a show in front of your Mount Rushmore, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
All right, next one is called Personal Best. So, as a fan of yours, somebody who consumes your music for years, my definition of personal best for Mark Irwin could be any number of number one hits you've had, or stuff like that, multi-platinum songwriter, all of that. But what do you think is your personal best accomplishment? And it doesn't have to be music related.
Well, I mean, I don't want it to sound corny, but my family, my kids, my wife and I came to town young, and I hooked up with, it was all really self-focused on me and my career. And then I hooked up with a good friend of mine who got a record deal, um, late 90s, early 2000s. And for 2 years, like not that I'm a union class musician, but I went out as his guitar player when he did his radio tour. He was the first. His name was Jameson Clark. He was the first guy that Mike Dungan signed when he started working at Capitol Records. And we got a big bus that's Capitol supplied, where we flew around. And for 2 years, we lived like rock stars. So by the time I was ready to like start winding down and have a life outside of my music career, I was already like late 30s, early 40s. So I got married a little bit late. My wife is 15 years younger than me. Her mom is 15 years older. I say I could have gone either way,
Mm-hmm.
but but and she's had over the years she's had her own health issues, so she was never we never really thought about having kids ourselves. But the time came where we really felt like we were missing that in our lives, and we ended up adopting two kids,
Mm-hmm.
and it is the best thing I've ever done. I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to, but we needed them as much as they needed us. And everything I do now, any success that I want to achieve is all to provide for them, to give them the life I hope that, I can give them. So not to sound, at all trite or anything, but that's the best. That's my biggest accomplishment is my daughter's about to graduate college. This is her last semester in college, and she's doing great. And the fact that we helped her get there, is my proudest accomplishment. And my 19-year-old son is amazing. He's just starting college. So, I mean, the fact that I'm still around, like I said, I'm 65, and I know people start having health issues around that. And the fact that I'm still able-bodied enough to be part of their lives and to do whatever I can and to see them succeed, I feel like, this was all just for a way for me to do that.
I don't feel that's corny at all, and I love that. That's my favorite segment of the entire show because it really puts everything in perspective. And very infrequently is the personal best accomplishment music related. Very infrequently, and I think it should be that way, right? Like it's.
Yeah.
I think it shows what you as a creative person is what is most important to you, And it's almost always not the music, which is kind of
Well,
ironic.
the fact that I could use a big part of something that's been like such a big part of my life and my big passion, and that is what has helped me, raise a family. That's
Absolutely.
just such a blessing. I feel that's such an accomplishment. Such a
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
And
I'm
so
so
then
proud
when
of
your
that.
wife says, "Are you thinking about retiring?" and you're like, "Wait, I'm not. This isn't even work to me, Like, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Life is so circular, man. All right, so last one, and this might be the hardest question for you to answer because this is a self-reflective question. This segment is called "Who do you think you are?" Who is Mark Irwin?
Mark Irwin is a great friend. I am your biggest, I am my friend's biggest fan. I am the guy who is there to support my friends, and I want you to be proud of me. I want to be successful because I want. Somebody once said you got to be happy when anyone hits a home run, and I kind of get that. And I am just, if I'm anything, I want to be like there for the people I love, the people who are important to me.
Mhm.
That's who I am. I'm someone who's there for them.
And your friends' successes are always bigger than your own.
Yes, but I feel success in their success.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean by that,
Yeah. Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Mark Irwin, I appreciate your time today, man. Thank you. I know this went a little long,
No,
but
thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
such great stories, such an interesting individual, talented human being. I appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks very much. All the best.